Morning, everyone. Welcome to the briefing for Thursday, the 10th of August. So looking at the chart, reasonably settled day today, high pressure over the top of us and very light winds coming from south and potentially a little bit from the southeast, which is going to give us quite stable air. So not the best for soaring, but quite nice for being outside. Looking ahead to tomorrow, a bit of an unsettled picture. Depends on the timing of these fronts. This is a midday chart, potentially after the second one's gone through, which is showing as a weakening front. There could be a reasonable day, but it's probably going to be a bit more showery. And as we go to the weekend, likewise, quite a bit windier and potentially more unstable. Maybe better for soaring, but more showery. Winds today, pretty much southerly. This is showing slightly southwest on the south coast, but ever so slightly southeast towards the centre of the country, about 10 to 15 knots. Sat pic showing a pretty clear outlook at the moment with a few little bits of cloud around, but pretty clear in the Lasham area. And public forecast is showing a pretty sunny day with some cloudy intervals over midday with a top temperature of 23 degrees. Winds fairly light. Strongest around midday, lightening a little bit in the afternoon, so should feel quite warm. GFS is showing in our area potentially 24, 25 degrees, and it's showing areas of 27 degrees, more inland, sort of just downwind of London. Dew point set at around 18, yeah, that's 18 degrees, I think. So yeah, it's fairly dry. That's current view outside, pretty clear, just some high level cloud over there. Current temperature is already 18 degrees with dew point set at 14. And Dave Masson's forecast is not overly optimistic for today, showing blue to 2,500, 3,000 feet by midday, a little bit higher in the afternoon, but his verdict is it's going to be locally soarable, but fairly tricky to do across country. Farnborough's not really picking up much at the moment. They've had some point here for broken clouds at 100 feet. I think that's only really early. Later on, they're saying few clouds at a height of 4,000. So they're optimistic there might be some cloud. And what's going on here? Top Meteo is being a bit strange. Sorry, give me one moment. So your potential flight distance for today for an 15-meter glider is not overly optimistic, better to the north. And if we look at thermals from 10 a.m, it's showing in the Lasham area blue to about 2,000 feet, going ahead to 1 p.m. Still blue, but getting up to about 3,000 feet, and it's showing to do some cumulus to the north in the Oxford area, and also a little bit out to the west. Going ahead a few more hours, it's showing actually becoming more blue. Thermal staying at about 3,000 feet, a little bit higher as you go further inland, but looking quite poor anywhere to the south of Lasham. That'll be that sea air coming in. Showing by 5 p.m, it's still working. By 6 p.m, looks like it's definitely dying. Your site forecast for today is showing at Lasham usable thermals from 10-11, and it looks like they're reasonable all day, nothing stunning, and looks like it's becoming really quite weak by 5 o'clock, so that's probably when it's going to end. It's showing usable height about 3,500 feet by midday. Okay, no TAMS, there's not too much to affect. 34 here, article dropping at Abingdon, so stay away from there. That is 4 p.m. onwards, so really that's UTC, so 5 p.m. local, so it's probably not too much of a problem. Otherwise, there's a few around here. 38 up here, parachuting, that's all day, little visiting, so that's surface to 10,000 feet. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. There's some gliding competitions around. Paragliders out to the west, but that's pretty much it. Nothing else that needs to be avoided. So operationally today, it's going to be 2-7. And the club launch point will be on the north side here. and aero towing in the direction of 27. What we'll do is we'll put a little cone just on the field here somewhere, and if we could position gliders to the south of that, the idea is that gives enough space to continue towing gliders through, and it's far enough out that it's safe in terms of all the tugs that are parked here. You don't want to be too close to those. No jet movements during the day today, and I'll just run through the operations during the competition flying for those of you that haven't had it before. So it's aerotow only. For the winch current pilots and pilots under instruction, it's a reduced rate. It's £25 to 1,500 feet. Otherwise, it's standard aerotow prices. We'll ask people to do circuits to the north side grass where possible, as that's where the club operation is going to be. If you end up on the south side, it may take longer to retrieve you, especially if the comp grid is going. It's likely to be somewhere from 11 AM onwards. I expect today it's going to take a little while for it to get good enough, if it does get good enough. So it's probably going to be 12 to 1 o'clock at least. Club launching will be suspended for about an hour during that time, so we'll go for lunch. And if you are flying at that time, be aware there'll be many gliders, and especially today, if it's going to be blue, there'll be some really, really big gaggles. So keep a very good lookout. And later on, be aware of finishing gliders that will be approaching straight in, quite likely on 09. So see you out there. Should be a nice day. Bye for now.